I'm Emily Mashak, and you're listening to Tuned Into NoCo, Town Square Media's show that lets you know what matters in NoCo. I'm talking today with Mindy McCloughan, Abby Powell, Christine Forrester, and Cindy Mackin about all of the fun Valentines festivities going on in Loveland. So thank you all so much for joining me, ladies.
Glad to be
Thank
here.
you for having us. Yeah.
Of course. Now let's start with one of Loveland's most famous traditions, the Valentine remailing program. For those who maybe are new to the area or are unfamiliar, how did this program come to be, and how can listeners participate this year?
Well, going into our 75th year, this started many years ago as a stamping oddity. And when it didn't gain the momentum that they had hoped, the postmaster at the time contracted with Ted Thompson, who was the Rialto Theater manager, as well as the Chamber President manager. And he had a great niche for marketing, and he shifted it to the sweetheart angle. And the rest is history, shall they say. So for 75 years now, people have been mailing their Valentines from around the world right here to Loveland for it to be hand stamped with a special cancellation stamp or postmark, and then the cachet. And every year we do a contest with our artists in the community for the card design, the verse, as well as the cachet and the cachet verse. So we just unveiled that at the end of December, and we're just super excited. People who want to participate, they can just self-address your Valentine to whomever you want to send it to, and then put it into a larger first-class envelope and mail it to the post office here in Loveland. Attention Postmaster in the Valentine program at 446 East 29th Street in Loveland, Colorado, 80538. And from there, our volunteers will open, sort, and post that mail with the cancellation, and then stick it through the program to have its special cachet stamped on it.
So cool. I love that we've been keeping this going for so long. And I know it was unveiled in December, but can you tell me a little more about this year's cachet?
Well, this year's cachet, again, being the 75th year, again, we put it out to the artist, and this year's verse says, "Let's unite our hearts. This Valentine's Day, our sweetheart city will lead the way." We thought that was pretty cool given the fact of where we've been with this pandemic, and people around the world are just super excited about finding something positive versus always living in the negative in where we've been. So the actual card itself, Beata McKee from the city of Loveland, she actually designed that card for us, as well as the card verse, and they all fit very well together. And then also, I failed to mention, the United States Post Office also unveiled their official 2021 love stamp right here in Loveland, Colorado. And it's a beautiful love stamp, but they all go hand in glove, and it just fit perfectly for this year's 2021 Valentine Remaining program.
I love that. And speaking of traditions, Loveland is also famous for its love locks. How can people put those on the sculptures? How did it work? And how did we even end up with these two large love lock sculptures here in Loveland?
So Cindy and I had been talking for months and months and months about getting a larger sculpture, LOVE, or a large heart sculpture here. And we were at a conference and saw a similar love lock, or actually just a love sign. And then Cindy came up with this great idea that let's just incorporate it and make it a destination location sculpture. So people can come here to Loveland and get the lock and celebrate their love right here in the community. That was the first year's sculpture with the LOVE. And then the second year was just the larger heart that is now on the south shore of Lake Loveland. And people come from all over just to put their love lock and seal their love right here in Loveland, Colorado.
That is so much fun. And speaking of fun, now we've got another scavenger hunt this season. And this time it's the quest for Dan Cupid. So how can listeners participate in this one?
Sure. So because of where we're at in the world, a socially distanced scavenger hunt is always fun and exciting. And we had so many people kind of participate. And with the gnome scavenger hunt, that we decided, of course, we need one for Valentine's Day too. So kind of taking the Dan Cupid, who's the official mascot for the Valentine's remailing program, and doing a quest to find Dan Cupid, like, because he's gone missing. And we even have a little poem that kind of goes along with it. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, let's go for it.
You know, we need rhyming poetry in the morning. It says, "Oh no, Dan Cupid's gone missing. What will we do? Download the app and follow the clues. Travel through Loveland, finding hearts along the way. We need to find Dan to restore the love in Loveland before Valentine's Day." So basically, we are going to take you all over Loveland, to all of these different locations and landmarks. There's so much rich history about Valentine's Day in Loveland, and really it's all over the city. And there's 12 different locations that it's going to take you to, and everybody who participates will be a winner. They're going to get a free breakfast entree from Chick-fil-A, but even better than that, they get entered into a prize drawing for thousands of dollars in prizes, donated from all of the wonderful businesses here in Loveland. So it's going to be great. We're super excited about it. There's going to be hearts and cupids and stuff everywhere for people to go and find. And we're in the process of kind of developing that right now. It's so funny. We're just doing all of this research, and there's so much history that we didn't even know about, just about Valentine's Day and Dan Cupid and Loveland and Ted and Mabel Thompson. So we're learning all about the Valentine's Day history, and then we're kind of incorporating it into the scavenger hunt.
That is awesome. I can't wait to see it myself. And while people are walking around on this hunt, I know they'll also be able to see some special Valentine's lights displays this year. Where exactly will those be, and where can people find them?
Sure. I'm going to talk about the Loveland lights at Chapungu, and then I know Abby is going to talk about the ones that are going to be in downtown. But I can tell you about the Loveland lights at Chapungu. It's kind of taking Winter Wonder Lights, if anyone went to that, and I know lots of people did, which is kind of an outdoor walkable light adventure that's at the Chapungu Sculpture Park, right there behind the promenade shops. And we had so many people visit this last year that we, in keeping with the trend that we're trying to honor of those frontline workers, and people are keeping on their Christmas lights and things, we said, you know, let's just kind of keep the lights on, but let's turn them Valentines. And so we are literally in the process of turning things pink and red and putting hearts up. We were actually over there yesterday taking some photos with Valentina in preparation for the group wedding and all sorts of different things. So we're changing the lights over to pink and red. We're putting new fun hearts up and different installations over there, as well as we'll be playing romantic music. So kind of setting the mood for that perfect date night or fun night out with the kids, just to go out, see some more lights that'll be heart arches and all sorts of different things on the hill. We're kind of transforming the tree into a visual swirling heart. So really just kind of theming it up for the first time, taking the Winter Wonder Lights concept and just kind of changing it over for Valentine's Day. So something fun and outdoors to do with your family or your date.
I think that sounds beautiful. I can't wait to go see it. And then Abby, you said there's downtown lights as well, yes?
Yeah, downtown, we're really going to be having up lights all the way through the Foundry Plaza, which if you haven't been to the Foundry Plaza yet, that is between Cleveland and Lincoln on 3rd Street right there where the movie theater is. So there'll be pinks and reds and everything all up light, just like when we had the Sweetheart Festival last year. And then Cindy is bringing back our Tunnel of Love. So make sure you come down to the backstage alley, which comes off of the Foundry there. And lots of cool photo ops with different arches with hearts and everything all along that whole Tunnel of Love alley. And then the different various businesses will be having different lights all in their windows, reds and pinks and Valentine's lights all along downtown.
Awesome. And there's going to be an art display too, right? It's called Something Red. What is that? Where can listeners go see it?
Absolutely. So this is a really great new collaboration. In the end of 2019, Loveland was honored to be a creative district with the state of Colorado. So we've always had such an amazing art community here. And now we're officially a creative district with the state. So this is an effort of the newly formed creative district and one of the committees that we are doing an art installation in some of the vacant window spaces downtown. So we put out a call for artists and had 19 artists apply, all local artists here, or had a tie to Loveland. And we have chosen 7 of those artists to do different installations. It's all called Something Red. And the reason it's that is it's artist interpretation of something red. So, that can mean anything from love to luck to fury. There's all different interpretations of red. And there are some of them that are children friendly. We'll have one where kids can come up and look in sort of this makeshift theater and look at different videos. So it's not all just, say, paintings or visual arts. There's some awesome videography. There's going to be a great artist that is doing line drawings. A lot of it is lit up, so you'll be able to view it at night. But there's going to be the list of the 7 locations and their addresses will be on our website, lovelandcreativedistrict.org. And you can go view those safely at any time. The opening for that will be on Night on the Town, which is February 12th, and those will be up through March 12th. So come and see them on your own time and so safely socially distanced.
This is clearly going to be an active Valentine's Day for people. They'll be walking around looking at the art, all the lights, doing the scavenger hunt. But for those who want to be even more active, there's also the Sweetheart Classic race. How is that going to work this year, especially with possible COVID restrictions, and what's it going to look like?
Yeah, so the Sweetheart City Race will have the same location here downtown. Normally it ties right in with the Sweetheart Festival, but it will be on February 13th, and they will have their start and finish line on 4th Street. You can come down, park for free in the parking garage or in many of the downtown lots right here, and join them. They will leave at 2:30. And they go across 4th Street, down Franklin, and then they go around the River's Edge natural area, down off of 1st Street, and come back. So it's a great 4-mile loop. And that's put on by Sweetheart City Racing. And you can go to Sweetheart City Racing for more information and to register. They encourage people to do all the registration online ahead. The race fees do go up the day of. But we encourage you to get signed up early for that.
And then there's also the Valentine group wedding. It sounds so much fun. How is it going to work this year? What's going on?
Well, naturally, our wedding has been very COVID safe. Thankfully, it was something that was an easy yes for us this year to put on. We've added some additional restrictions and limitations, so we don't have as many people attend per ceremony, but we will have 2 ceremonies this year to make sure that we're well within the limitations for how many folks can gather outdoors. We've also moved the wedding this year over to Chapungu Sculpture Park, which is behind Centera Mall, right off of I-25 and 34. So it's a perfect spot for a wedding any time of year. But it's also great for a group wedding and vow renewal ceremony, in that it's a little bit more private, and we will restrict any sort of large group gathering. So folks from outside of town gathering, or folks who just want to be spectators. We're going to keep it private for the couples who are there gathering, who've paid to participate. It's also beautiful and expansive. It's very large. There's a perfect stage already there, a hill that will be lit up, and our friends who are helping to sponsor this, which includes Visit Loveland and our partners downtown in the Centera Metro District, and then the Chapungu Sculpture Park at Centera, are keeping the site lit up. So anyone who participated in the Winter Wonder Lights got to see how beautiful the park is. And we're starting to work on converting all of the lights there to pinks and purples and reds. So it'll be quite beautiful in the background. Of course, we'll follow all kinds of safety regulations. Our company, My Big Day Marketing and Events, have actually put on over 100 events since COVID hit. So both in person and remote. So we're well versed at making sure that we stay well within the rules and regulations that the city and state have set forth, but also really want to take care of our guests and make sure that people feel the love and don't have to worry about getting sick in a group atmosphere. So very similar to past years, we will have a ceremony that will be close to sunset. Folks register online, so it's mandatory to buy tickets online. We're not doing any in-person ticket sales. And the website is valentinesdayinloveland.com. Then folks will arrive before their ceremony time and meet at one of these spaces over at Centera Mall, where they will check in, and we'll make sure that we have correct spelling of names on marriage certificates and all of that official documentation. And anyone who is renewing their vows, of course, they get a vow renewal certificate. We will have a COVID-friendly and safe photo booth set up where couples can take pictures. And our city's mascot, Valentina, will be there. And folks will also receive a gift bag filled with all kinds of goodies from local businesses and vendors, including a love lock that folks can lock on one of the 2 sculptures in Loveland. And then folks will head over to the ceremony where we have social distancing poles set up to ensure that couples can stand next to each other and enjoy the beautiful ceremony that is customized for them. And that customization includes weddings that folks pick out through voting online. Anyone who registers gets to vote on their wedding songs, and also any sort of sayings, phrases, readings that they would like to hear during the ceremony. Our officiant is Todd Harding, and we also have music by the beautiful Brandon Sipes, who is Colorado famous, is what I call him. He's a swooner and kind of like our local Jack Johnson. And again, the website is valentinesdayinloveland.com, and that's where folks can get their tickets.
This sounds like such a cool event, and I love that we can still have a fun and safe time this Valentine's Day, even in these COVID times. And now the city of Loveland has always had a Valentine's wine, beer, and coffee. What are the flavors this year, and where can listeners get it?
So the Valentine's beer is actually a collaboration that started with the Chamber of Commerce and Grimm Brothers. And every year they make a new beer. And this year it is a Baltic porter brewed with bourbon and vanilla beans, known as the Bleeding Heart. The Bleeding Heart is the name of it every single year, but they change the flavors and how they make it. And they said, when consumed upon a full moon, the Bleeding Heart was said to show your true heart's desire. So it's a love potion that we're making here in Loveland. And then, so you can get that at, they're going to be canning it, and it'll be in local liquor stores, but also you can get it on tap right there at Grimm Brothers Brewing. So, and then we have the new official Valentine's Day 2021 Sweetheart Winery, and it's a 2018 Malbec, and how they're describing it is that, and it has a very cool label by local artist Billy Colson, so you're going to want to check that out for sure. It's a medium-bodied Malbec with bright red berry aromas and fruit forward to include sugar plums, red cherries, and black raspberries. And if anybody knows the history, Valentine's used to have the largest cherry orchard in the US. So I know that that was key when they were developing all this. There's 400 bottles of that wine, and it'll be available starting February 2nd, only at Sweetheart Winery. And then we even have coffee, because we need a coffee, right? The Loveland Chamber of Commerce partnering with Top of the Lake Coffee to produce the 2021 Valentine's coffee. And this year's flavor is ginger snap, and it'll be sold at the Visitor Center and in other retail locations around Loveland.
Awesome. Those all sound so good. And thank you, ladies, for all your information about everything going on. It's going to be such a fun month in Loveland. Is there anything else that we missed, or anything else you'd like listeners to know today?
I do have something else that's from the Creative District. We have partnered with the Loveland Museum and Visit Loveland and Live Loveland to bring back the Sweetheart mural. So a lot of people are familiar that in the past, when you came to the Sweetheart Festival, you could come down and go to one of the tents and paint your own tile that goes up and becomes part of a mural, which is on the wall at the corner of 4th Street and Lincoln. And we didn't want that tradition to go away. So Scott Freeman, who is a local Loveland artist, and there's a great article about him in the Reporter Herald today if you want to catch that. But he is redesigning that for us, and we have tied it right in with the 75th anniversary of the mailing program. And he is creating that mural to look like the love stamp that they have released for the U.S. Postal Service. So we won't have the Sweetheart Festival to come down and do that, but you can come and sign up ahead of time. You'll go to the Beat Education Center, which is the building right next to the Loveland Museum. There are multiple times. If you go to the Loveland Museum website, you can sign up, bring your family, sign up as a group within your own household there. And there, it's all safe, socially distanced, a certain amount of people for each sign up time. You can come in and anybody can paint, all ages. There's tiles that are really simple, some that are a little bit more complex, but you get to put your own little trademark on there. And then it goes up to become part of the bigger mural. And that will all come to fruition and be up and have a new mural for Valentine's weekend right there at the corner of 4th and Lincoln.
I would love to add a couple of things. One, the Rialto, Backstage with Rialto is going to be doing a virtual Valentine's event. What they're going to do, it's a fundraiser for the Backstage with the Rialto, and they are going to be live streaming entertainment. And then with your purchase of $40, you are going to get a box with locally made goodies in it, including some stuff that I know that we're doing from Visit Loveland, but also some other fun source goods here from Loveland. So that's something else that's going on. I also wanted to mention that we do in fact have like Sweetheart hotel packages that include everything from like champagne and chocolate package that the Town Place Suites is having in downtown to a fabulous Sweetheart dinner and 2-night package from Sylvandale Guest Ranch. So, you know, travel is interesting right now, but people are doing fun, cool themed packages around Valentine's Day because we know a lot of people come here for Valentine's Day. So all of those can be listed on visitloveland.com/sweetheart packages if people are interested in making a whole weekend out of it.
I will add that between Cindy and I and the Parks and Rec department, we launched Operation Love last week, which is sharing our hearts with healthcare while boosting our business. And the call to action is simple to the public. We're just encouraging people to send in letters of encouragement to distribute to the healthcare workers. They're at a time right now that we're all in COVID fatigue, and we need to help boost their spirits to get them over this next leg of the journey for the pandemic in which we're in. So we launched that last week. It's expected to go on about 6 months, but the 2 calls to action is just write in letters of support, how much you appreciate our healthcare heroes. And then you can also make a donation, and we're using 100% of those donated funds to go back to buy gift cards from our area businesses who clearly need the support right now, but those gift cards are going back to your healthcare workers in both hospitals here. So just trying to push Operation Love to get people behind our healthcare heroes as much as possible.
I wanted to add that our Thompson Education Foundation, which supports all of the schools in the Thompson School District, is doing something somewhat similar. It's very Valentine's specific, though. Thompson Education Foundation is asking folks to sponsor a Valentine so that we can ensure all 2,000 plus of our teachers and staff in our schools, who are frontline workers as well, also receive a Valentine this holiday.
That is awesome. Well, thank you all so much, ladies, for taking the time to talk to me today. This was great information. I know our listeners will love it, and I can't wait for it all to get started and to check it out.
Thanks for having us, Emily.
Thank you.
Again, that was Mindy McCloughan, Cindy Mackin, Abby Powell, and Christine Forrester talking about all of the fun Valentine's Day events going on in Loveland this month. You can learn more at visitlovelandco.org.